What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and it's been quite a while since I've had a good rage session about Chelsea. So, let's get started, because this has been coming. This has been coming. The way we've been playing, the way we've been performing, it's not been good enough. We've not changed. I get the fact that we're missing our two strikers. Now, granted, we did that to ourselves by not having a backup striker, but yeah, I get the fact that we're limited. However, you don't start Barkley. You do not start Barkley. Because, oh my god, how many chances should we have scored today? And it's not just Barkley's fault, but a lot of it came from him. A lot of bad giveaways from him. A lot of screwed up chances because he took a bad touch or he made a stupid decision. Whatever the case, you got Barkley on the field and not Mount, and we paid for it because we didn't have a finisher out there. And then we lost the game. I don't care that it was a draw, technically. We lost that game. That's a loss. Burnley have won one game this season. They're going to get relegated. I hope they get relegated. I hate Burnley. Burnley, one of my least favorite teams to watch because they're dirty, they're nasty. I hate Sean Dyche. He's a dick. No reason we should not be crushing them at home without any issues. Even without strikers. Should be no problem. But what did we do? Same thing as last year. Last year, Tuchel has returned. Well, last year, Tuchel won the Champions League. Yeah, last year, Tuchel nearly got us out of the Champions League spots. Because he kept doing this in games like this, where easy team, shouldn't have an issue, should be 3-0 up at halftime, but we're not. We're 1-0 up. And then we don't score, and the other team's like, hey, we got a chance to get something out of this. And then suddenly they score. And suddenly they look the more likely to win. Last season, Chelsea has returned. It's not that hard. It's very simple what happened today. Tuchel made some dumb decisions with his personnel, and then we had some players that should have finished their chances and didn't perform. And that's pretty much all it was. And Burnley just saw the opportunity. They took that one moment that was provided them and they scored it. And then suddenly they were on the front foot. Yeah, we turned up the energy a little bit. We created a couple chances. We were never going to score again. It wasn't going to happen. As soon as they got that goal, oh, they were on fire. They were ready to put their bodies on the line to at least hold on to a point. And then they nearly snagged all 3 points at the end with a couple of late breakaways because we were stupid. So, yeah, it's just, this is a loss. This is an absolute loss. It doesn't matter that it's going to say it's a draw. We lost this game. Because there's no reason at all this should not be a win. So, go ahead and touch on the one issue that the referee had, because not going to say he cost us the game or anything. He did miss a penalty in the first half because, you shove Havertz into the boards. It doesn't matter that he got the shot away. One hand into his back and into the boards. And, Reece James did the same thing later. Not really. That was a little light touch as they're kind of, going for the ball. This was, Havertz had the shot and then Lowton went whoop, at full pace. That's a foul. And it's in the box, and he could have hurt him, and then nothing happened. So, yeah, that one thing he missed, and then also he carded James for some reason for that little, he tried to shake Cornet's, whatever his name is, tried to shake his hand, didn't shake it, so they gave him a little pat on the back of the head, and then Cornet slapped him on the back of his, and somehow James got a yellow as well as Cornet. Don't know how that happens. But yeah, it wasn't like he was a terrible referee, but it just felt like he was letting some stuff go that he shouldn't have been. And especially when we're facing a team like Burnley, you really don't want a referee that's going to let stuff go because Burnley will take full advantage of that because they're a dirty-ass team. But again, I'm not going to blame the referee for this game because we did it to ourselves. We should have put the game well out of reach before the referee had any chance of interfering. So let's talk about individuals. First of all, Mendy. Only had the one save to make, and it was a difficult one, so I'm not going to blame him for it because, it's the defending that let him down. It was really poor defending. So, yeah, it just can't blame the keeper for this one. on the defenders, honestly, all three of them, it's not like they played poorly, but that moment for the goal was just a complete just lapse in concentration. Rudiger standing about a full yard behind the other two, so he keeps the first ball onside for some reason. And then Silva and Christensen, both of them are not aware of it. So as soon as the ball comes in, they're not turned on and ready to go. So I get the fact, yeah, he's in behind because Rudiger's kept him on, but it still should be he's in behind and he's ahead for maybe like a couple steps, but then they're already working back. But instead, what it was, he got in behind, they're still standing, and then they have to turn around and go. And you're never going to get there. You're never going to get back in a situation where you're on your heels. And again, I get the fact that Rudiger kept him on side, and that's his fault, but it's their fault that they didn't turn on after that first ball came in, and they weren't ready to go. So it was just a complete just demolition of defending in that moment, and it cost us the game. So, but I mean, aside from that, again, they didn't play poorly. They did okay. Rudiger, because he's a bit of a numbskull at times, and there were moments in the game where it felt like those moments were hurting us, and especially one of the ones that just came to mind, just because it happened more recently near the end of the game, is when McNeil, was it a foul? I think it was a foul, but basically he's standing over the ball because he's trying to waste time, and Rudiger comes in and shoves him over. I get the fact, yeah, he's trying to waste time. Don't contribute to that by shoving him over, because the referee is either one, going to give you a card, or two, give you a talking to. Either way, it's going to waste more time than McNeil is. So it's like, don't give in to that, but he did. And that's kind of the player that Rudiger is he's just not always the smartest. So yeah, but for performance-wise for all three, they were okay, except for that one terrible moment. So it kind of brings down their overall rating, in my opinion. Wingbacks. Chilwell was not involved today. Not saying that he never got on the ball. He did quite a few times, but he just didn't do anything with it. He had several chances to make something happen. He was on the ball. He was involved, but he wasn't doing anything with it. He did not help us at all today. And honestly, defensively, he didn't help us that much either. So it's a situation where Alonso's not been performing well, so it's hard to say, well, we need to start Alonso now. But Chilwell, you've been playing well. What's happening? Past couple games you've been playing, you've not done a whole lot. So, yeah, it was just a poor performance. James was okay throughout. Obviously, the cross in was brilliant, and he had a little bit more work in his game today. But there are still moments where you can tell he's not the finished product. He's still got a ways to go. Too many moments where we're playing around up front and great pass that he's not ready for because he's sort of on his heels waiting for somebody to just pass it to him instead of seeing, oh, here's a good run I can make, and then making that run in. Just too many moments like that for him, and it's something that's pervaded his game for a while, and he's got to get it out if he wants to really just nail down that spot. The two in the middle, Jorginho and Kanté. Jorginho, not a good game from him again. Just didn't really do much to help us. He not like he hurt us at all, but we need something in there that's going to help us, and I don't understand why Loftus-Cheek is not starting over him, honestly, because I feel like Loftus-Cheek just provides so much more getting the ball forward. Jorginho, it feels like we get the ball forward 3 minutes later whenever he's in. And then defensively, of course, just always hurts us. Nearly gave away a goal at the end because for some reason he was the last man and he got turned so easily. Luckily, Vidra, his shot was off target, but yeah, he's not a defensive mid, and we know this, and yet he's still there. Don't get it. Kanté, probably one of our best players today. Don't know why he was subbed off. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Unless he's injured, there's no reason to sub Kanté off. And yet Tuchel subbed Kanté off, which is another thing. I'm just kind of like, Tuchel, do you need the dunce cap again? Because you're an idiot. You're stupid. And you... Honestly, this is kind of a sackable offense to draw against Burnley when you're 1-0 up and comfortably in control and no issues. And yet, here we are, drawing one of the worst teams in the league right now. At home. But yeah, so Conte, I mean, just worked hard, made stuff happen, won the ball back several times. Not quite up to his perfect standards, but I mean, he's still, even at 70%, I think I've said this before too in a review, even at 70%, he's still one of the best players on the pitch. So, yeah, just constantly making things happen just from his movement and his work rate. So, it's good to see him back, and hopefully, I hope he stays fit because he's been kind of here and there, missing some, working some. I don't really know what's going on. Like if he's just dealing with a kind of persisting issue, and so it kind of keeps him out every now and then. But we need him to be fit because these performances show why. Then for the front three, Hudson-Odoi, fine the first half. Worked hard, made some good runs on the ball. He was fine. Second half, faded, and had probably our best chance to put the game away and wasted it by just he's in and he's got James off to his right. All he's got to do is just cut the defender and back to James, and James is going to have a wide open shot at goal. Instead, what does he do? He takes it inside, and then now he's got four guys and the keeper in front of him, and the keeper makes a good save. So, in my opinion, that was a wasted chance and just poor decision making there. But yeah, as the game wore on, though, it really felt like he was not getting as involved. He faded again, and it's been an issue for him. And I don't know why it took so long to sub him out, because it felt like he was out of the game for at least 20 minutes before he got subbed out. But again, I mean, it's disappointing because first half he was a very good player, and then second half, just not great. Barkley, it was so funny because listening to Tony Gale talk about him, you would think he's had a revival at Chelsea. He's been phenomenal. He's been just tearing it up. And apparently Tuchel's been praising him too. So I don't know what Tuchel's been watching, and I don't know what happy pills he's been taking. But today showed he's not good enough. Right? Like, I know Tony Gale is praising him and saying he did a great job and all that, blah, 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 whatever. But watching the game, he's a terrible player. Like, you could tell his touch is not good enough. His passes are most of the time not good enough. He occasionally will do something good. He does have talent when he's on the ball. Occasionally. And that's the problem, is when he's not on the ball, he's useless. And 50% of the time, he's not good on the ball. I mean, first 5 minutes of the game, he gave away the ball twice. He got megged. I mean, there's too much in his game that's hurting us. Probably had one of the best chances to put the game away, and he skies it. And what's worse is, he even had a better option. It's not like, oh, that was the only option was to shoot and he just mishit it. No, he had Chilwell to his left, wide open, could have laid it off, decided, no, I've got this, and then put it in Rosie. So just wasted chances, giveaways, bad passes, bad dribbling. I don't know why he's playing. I'm not saying he does everything poorly. I'm not saying he didn't have some good moments here and there. But I'm saying he's the worst player that we have. Because out of everyone out there, he's the one that generally I see giving the ball away and causing us issues. Even more so than Jorginho. And that's saying something, because Jorginho does that a lot too. So I don't know why Tuchel continues to play him. I know we've been lacking in players right now. But still, I mean, I would take a 60% Mason Mount or a Ziyech that's not at full form. I would take either of those. Pulisic, who's still returning from fitness. Saul, I'd take Saul over Barkley right now, because in the one game where he played in the front three, he looked like he could strike a ball decently enough. So maybe try him up front. But my God, why Barkley? And why did it take so long to sub him off too? That's what happens when you get too angry. Start to scratch up your throat. Havertz, better performance from him today. I mean, he's still not a 9. Obviously, great run and header. But for the most part, I mean, still just we're lacking that something up front. We're lacking that player that knows what positions to be in. Because too often you see him, he's out wide. He's taking the ball a bit deeper. It's not like he's not working hard, but I just look at him and I'm thinking, we need something else there. We need something that's going to cause more issues for the defense and just be a better striker. But like I said, his performance today was fine. He worked hard, put in a lot more effort than he did against Malmo in the midweek. But we need a striker pretty badly. Because I'd prefer to see Havertz working that hard a bit deeper and trying to make things happen rather than he's our focus man and he's out on the left side. He's taking it, and now we don't have anybody in the center. But yeah, so subs that came on. First one was Loftus-Cheek. I don't know why, because while Loftus-Cheek has been playing fine, he's doing well recently, his finishing has not been great. That's been the one issue that I've had with him as I'm watching him. So we need a finisher, because we're creating chances fine enough. We need a finisher, and we bring on Loftus-Cheek. Does Tuchel not see the problem there? I mean, don't get it. And on top of that, you've brought him in and played him further up the field, which has not been his best place recently. His best place has been one of the two holding because he can pick it up deeper and make runs going forward. So what was the thinking? Trying to understand Tuchel's stupid brain and how it works, and I don't. Was he hoping that we'd give away the win here to make it more exciting for the neutrals? Oh, Chelsea could have run away with it here, but no, they dropped points, and now City and Liverpool are going to make up the ground on them. Or West Ham, because that's who Liverpool faces. So either way, somebody's picking up points on us. Man City already did. Ooh, now it's exciting. Good job, Tuchel. Way to drop points against the stupid low team. Nice. But yeah, so Loftus-Cheek came on, and I mean, not like he played poorly, but again, his finishing's not good enough. When he gets near the box, he doesn't have a clue of what to do. His best play is when he picks it up from deep, because he's only got one or two players pressuring him, which means he has time and space to turn and run. He has space to run into. If he picks it up near the box, he doesn't have time and space. So that part of his game is gone now. And he's just not good in tight areas whenever he's got 3 or 4 players on him. He's not figured that part of the game out yet. So you put him in higher up the field, he's not as good. And that showed today. Then Mount and Pulisic came on, and I mean, by then it was already too late because they'd already scored. They already decided they're going to pack it in, just hit us on the counter, and they're defending with their lives now. So, little disappointing from both of them because I felt like they could have provided a bit more up front. But, I mean, it's not like I'm going to sit here and say it's their fault we didn't win because Tuchel brought them on too late. I thought Mount should have been on well before Burnley scored their goal. So, yeah, but all in all, I mean, it's frustrating because now we've got 2 weeks to sit on this result and just stew, and I hate that feeling. I really prefer going into the international break on a win, on a high, feeling like, yes, we've got this, rather than going into the international break on a whimper and basically saying, yeah, we didn't need to win this game today. It was fine. It's okay. We'll take the point. It's just stupid, and I'm pissed. I'm really pissed. And I know, obviously it's a joke saying Tuchel should be sacked for this. But that's kind of where my mind is going because that's how pissed I am. Because it's really his fault that we didn't take home all 3 points today. The fact that we were in control of the game, we had complete control, 1-0 up, no issues, Burnley's not threatening us at all, and we didn't get the job done. It's on Tuchel. Between the players that he put on the pitch, the style that we play with under him, and the fact that he didn't make any good subs, basically. First sub was not one that's going to help us with our finishing, and the next 2 subs are after Burnley have already equalized. They didn't help us. So I don't know what he's doing today. I don't know what he thinks he's doing today, but I look at everything he's done, and I can say I'm not surprised that Burnley got the draw against us. Because this is very much what was going on last season against teams like Burnley that are well below us, have no business being in the same game as us, and yet we can't get the job done, can't get the job done, and then suddenly, oh no, we've dropped points against a low team. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm pissed. I want Tuchel's head on a platter. That's how pissed I am. Yeah. So anyways, I think that's about it for me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What were your thoughts on today? Do you same the share? Do you same the share? Do you share the same frustrations that I do, so much so that you can't speak correctly? Let me know. We can talk about and discuss all that good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe for future Chelsea reviews, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.